Hey guys, what's up? It's Rick Coin, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about kind of my experience going over Nex on release day and all my thoughts I had going through the process of getting my first kills and dying a couple times to realizing what to do and so on and so forth. So the first thing that we did is before this update even happened, we unlocked this door so we wouldn't get stuck. And I definitely recommend for release day if you have shortcut items to use them, like ecumenical keys for instance, because when it starts getting busier within the day on a release day, like you won't be able to get kill count outside the door and stuff, so it's better just to use a shortcut and go straight through the door. Now this isn't my actual first kill. I actually already went in and tellied out and stuff. However, this will be a kill where I get hit by a couple things. I'm still learning the fight. You can see here I'm standing in the southwest corner, and really you want to be starting in the northwest corner. And the reason for that is because the fight starts out with Nex at full HP, and everybody hits Nex until Nex hits a certain amount of HP. And then once that happens, you kill the NPC in the northwest corner, and then you hit Nex a bit more, and then you kill the northeast corner, and then you hit Nex a bit more, and then you kill the southeast corner, and then the southwest corner last. So it's basically a big circle where you hit Nex, and then you kill the minion, and once it becomes invulnerable, and then you'll just keep rotating until the kill's finally over. And so one thing I started learning quickly is that you can basically stay at Nex for as long as you want, as long as you're smart about how you pick things up. And the big thing here is picking up as many super restores as you can and having some kind of anti, because some of the minions apparently can poison you. I've had it happen a couple times. I don't know what the source of damage was that ended up poisoning me, but while the minions are attacking, sometimes you'll get poisoned and stuff. And so an anti-poison can help prevent your really long stays from becoming way shorter from just taking damage over time. And the second thing here is that it's really hectic. You can see on my screen I have everybody's name in the room and I can see everybody, and I've actually turned it off so I can't see anybody else's prayers. And that's one thing I definitely recommend doing, is that turning off some rune light settings so that you just don't see everything going on, because with overhead prayers and stuff you can't see anything going on in the room. And that's a little bit disappointing, but you know, it's something we have to deal with masses going on right now. Now the next thing you notice is that you don't get very good loot. Like, in all honesty, like the loot kind of sucks. However, you're going for those big ticket items. And speaking of big ticket items, here's the first one I saw, and it actually went to my clanmate Invicta, and that was crazy to see. We had no idea what this item was at first, and I actually stopped doing everything I was doing, looked it up on the RS wiki, and was like, holy crud, dude, you got the crossbow, no way. And he's like, wait, I did? And then I was like, yeah bro, go sell it immediately. Like, and you know, we seen a bunch of other items, not a lot in like clan members' names and stuff, but we did basically grind out the entire day for Nex, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And you know, my clanmate ended up selling that piece for 1 bill, and that's a lot of money to a lot of people. That's a free T-bow right there. And the one thing you gotta know is that that's only possible really on release day. Now, what you just saw was I was told that you could leave the room through using the altar with the teleport feature, and as long as you have enough kill count, you can just go right to the bank, gear back up, go back in. So I wanted to test that. So I just did that. It does work. Just use the altar to teleport out once you have enough kill count, and you can get right back into the fight and fully gear up. So you can bank some loot, do whatever you want, you know, get some more super stores if you're running low and you haven't been able to pick any up, so on and so forth. About halfway through the day, I actually decided that everybody else was using T-bows, except for a couple people were using Bofas, and the Bofa just wasn't doing it. So I decided to sell my entire bank, and literally, basically my entire bank, all my gear and everything. It was crashing by like 25%, but I wanted to make the investment anyways. So I made the executive decision. I was going to sell my bank, and I have a lot of really good friends, and that's something you should probably, like, you know, try and do, is make some friends and stuff in the game because in situations like this where, you know, I'm like, oh man, I might be just a little bit short or something, and I don't know if I can actually afford the Tebow with everything being 25% below the price. And I thought you had to go to the Crystal Bowl here to uncharge everything for the crystal armor and stuff, but you didn't, so I kind of wasted some time. But I ended up selling everything. I asked my friend for like 25 mil, and at the end I ended up deciding, you know what, I don't need a Dragon Warhammer. I'm just gonna sell everything. It doesn't matter because I'm just gonna use a Tebow and go to Nex, and I'm gonna go until I get a drop. And as you can see here, a lot of stuff's not selling. It's all severely crashing, and you know, I already know that once I've sold some of my stuff, I have to commit to the whole thing. Like, I can't lose the money from the tax and have to go make that back and buy all my stuff back and then resell it and lose the money on the tax again. And so I made the commitment just to keep going, and you know, if I had to sell off my potions and stuff, that's what I would end up doing. And I asked my friend Wild Milkman, hey, can I borrow like 25 mil so I can get a Tebow and I don't have to like sell everything? And he was like, yeah, no problem, bro. I'm going for a Tebow too, but I got a lot of money that I made merging off this update, so here's a little bit of money. Ended up deciding, hey, you know what? You already gave me 25 mil. Would you buy my D Warhammer for whatever the market price is? And then I won't owe him anything, and you know, if I have to, I can buy another D Warhammer later, because you don't need it at Nex. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up selling him my D Warhammer for the 12 mil or so market price that it was at, because it was at like 36 or 37 mil at the moment. It was down from 44 mil, like 8 mil or something. It was crazy low. So I sold it to him so that, you know, he could maybe make a little merch or whatever. And then we decided to go to Zammy because he wanted to do Nex with me, and what better way to do Nex than with your friends? So we realized after a couple kills, my Tebow's just too strong at Zammy. There's no way he's gonna get the kill. So what did we do? The nice guy thing. He helped me buy my Tebow, so I traded it over to him so he could use it to get the kill. And while I don't recommend doing this to every friend, if you can trust your friend, you know you can trust your friend. They don't do sketchy things ever and stuff. And the very first kill he got a spear. Like, is that not perfect or what? So the first drop of the day while doing Nex was actually a Zammy spear while helping my friend get ready for going to Nex with me. So that was a 5 mil split. Pretty nice. We both went to Nex. And at this point, we were both doing it. We're like, hey, let's do some like 75-25 splits. So if you get the item, you keep 75% of it, then give the other person 25% of it. Fair enough. Double the chance. There's 80 people in the room. And it was pretty cool. We saw a bunch of items. I think this is like our second Torva plate leg, maybe it's our first, but we saw like one Torva plate body at some point. I might have missed a couple drops, I'm sorry. We saw 2 crossbow pieces. We saw a whole bunch of stuff. And one thing is, I make some tip videos, and Wild Milkman, he told me, he's like, hey bro, look at all the drops all over the ground. And I'm like, yeah, but like they're mostly runes, they're like 5k a drop or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but you can pick up like 30 of them like every single kill. Like, so as long as you have your damage on Nex, just start picking up stuff. There's an ancient hilt, that's pretty cool. So with all the runes and stuff on the ground, he said, well, you just made a tip video showing how to put the runes directly into your rune pouch, so just grab your rune pouch and put it empty. And I was like, hey, you know what's even better? Let's just put one of each type of rune it drops into the rune pouch, and then we don't have to have inventory space at all, and we can just spam pick up all the runes. So we ended up doing this, and the Onyx bolts are like 90k drops. Sometimes people don't pick those up. There's Dragon Bolt tip drops, and I actually did end up getting a drop finally, but unfortunately Wild Milkman was gone, and I know it's release day. I have to go sell these instantly. Everyone was telling me they're 150 mil, they're 150 mil. I was like, no, I don't believe everybody, because I ended up getting Hydra Leather on release day, and it was like 2 hours into the update, and it only sold for 20 mil. So I was like, there's no way this is actually selling for 150 mil. And so I sold for 125, and it insta sold for 150. I was crazy lucky. And so what I did is I took the nil shards that were worth like, or their blood essence, I think it was the blood essence. It started out with a 2 mil price tag, and Wild Milkman helped me with this too. He said, hey, just so you know, if you want to spend 1/5 of the price on death costs, then just get a bunch of blood essence. They're selling for like 300-400k each right now, and they go into death's coffer for 2 mil each. And so I said, wow, that's smart. Like, if you ever had a chance to complain about death costs, well, you shouldn't anymore, because if you take advantage of release days like this, then you could put 30-40 mil in your death coffer for 3 or 4 mil, and you know, you're spending 50k actual money, like, when you die, instead of 500k, because you're getting 10 times the value for an item. And so I think that's the proper use for a death coffer, and I hope that helps people out, because you know, that's kind of crazy that you can just get your death coffer filled up so that the next content release, if you die a couple times, you're good to go. You can take some riskier moves as a main account and do some bosses with less HP without worrying. You know, it's a convenience thing. So if you think of that and stuff, you know, check out what items are just way overpriced for release days and use those to build up your death coffer. Now, this was pretty much the end. I did some more kills, and I know this video is like really sped up with the kills and stuff because I wanted to be able to show that, you know, there's a lot of drops going in. And when I finally got my drop, I was like 280 something kill count or something, and that's crazy. That was like 10 hours of Nex or something, and it's a long time to play and stuff. So I don't think everybody can quite get this lucky, and I just wanted to share my thoughts and my process on how I went through a day of camping Nex on release. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.